Hello everyone. Hello guys. How are you guys on today? Well, guess what? Guess what time it is? It is story time with Miss Doris, and I have an awesome book to read for us on today. Hello Shakana. Hello Shakavia. Hello Royce. How are you guys on today? I hope you have an awesome weekend. I have a great book for us on today. Today's book we're going to be reading is Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. This is going to be an awesome book on today. And guess what? Guess who our Muppet friend is going to be on today? Our Muppet friend today is going to be Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor is our Muppet friend on today. Well, guess what? I'm going to go ahead on and get started. I would like to greet everyone all over the world. I would like to say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some, good night. Someone is going to bed somewhere in the world, but guess what? You are just in time for story time with Miss Doris. Gonna give a few shout outs before we get to that story time, so I'd like to say hello to you all. Hello and welcome to story time with Miss Doris. I missed you guys. I hope you guys had an awesome week, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. And I'd like to give a shout out to all of our new followers. Guess what, guys? We are almost up to 900 followers. I am I'm so excited. If it hadn't been for you guys, there would be no story time. Shout out to Tinkertown. Hello guys, PLCC family. How are you guys on today? Let's see. Lakeisha, Harmony, Tanelia, Million, Harmony, Thailand, and to you guys that are tuning in. Let's get ready for that story time song. I know you guys are ready for that song. But guess what? When we're doing that story time song, make sure that you guys are always practicing safety first, because we don't want you guys getting hurt in the midst of moving to that song, because it really gets you moving. It gets me moving too as well, because I really love it. Good workout song too. So let's check out that song. I think there it goes. I want to hear you guys singing really loud. Story time. It's story time. Story time with Miss. It's story time. Story time. Sherry to you. Hello, Sophia. Hi, Sophie. I missed you, Sophie. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. It's story time. Story time with Miss. It's story time. Story time with Miss. It's story time. Story time with Miss Doris. It's story time. I'm so excited. Sherry to you. Sing to you. Tell you all just what to do. Wow, you guys were awesome. I heard you guys singing really loud. Well, guess what? Go ahead on, enjoy your lunch, and have a seat while Miss Doris read you guys a story on today. Today's story we're reading is Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. Try to say like I have an accent or something, I don't know. Gotta make sure I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Sing to you. Hansel and Gretel. Let's get started with our story. Let me turn the music down just a tad bit more, because this book is kind of lengthy on today. Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, deep in the woods, lived a woodcutter with his wife and two small children, Hansel and Gretel. Their father loved them very dearly, but their stepmother wasn't nearly so kind. She wanted nothing more to do than to be rid of the children. Yeah, it was a great, great movie. The woodcutter was very, very poor and had very, very little food to feed his family. One day, his wife confronted him. She insisted that the only way that they could survive would be to get rid of the children. She was really mean. She came up with a plan to abandon Hansel and Gretel deep, deep in the forest. Reluctantly, their father agreed. Oh my goodness. Love is blind. There he goes, sitting really, really, really sadly. It's gonna be okay, Hansel and Gretel. You'll see. Watch. The woodcutter and his wife did not know that the children were in the next room. Anne had overheard the terrible, terrible plan. Gretel was scared and turned to her brother. "What will we do?" she cried helplessly. "Don't worry, Gretel. I'll think of something," said Hansel. Wow, how mean. That evening, Hansel thought of a plan after everyone else had gone to bed. He quietly snuck outside. Hansel collected as many white pebbles as he could find and placed them in his pockets. When his pockets were full, he crept quietly back to bed and fell asleep. It's story time, story time. Aw, don't cry. At the break of dawn, their stepmother woke Hansel and Gretel. "Get out of bed," she yelled sternly. "You'll be helping your father cut wood in the forest today." She shoved the children out the door and locked it behind them. The children obediently followed their father through the forest. As they walked, Hansel secretly dropped the pebbles from his pocket. If they became lost in the forest, he knew that the pebbles would head them back home. After walking for a long, long time, their father stopped in the clearing. "Children," he said, "I need you to collect as many twigs as you can. I am going to cut wood nearby. I'll be back soon to get you." And with that, their father left them. Hansel and Gretel did as they were told and collected all the twigs they could find. Then they sat down on the forest floor to wait for their father. When dusk fell, Hansel and Gretel began to get worried. They sadly realized their father was not coming back for them. "We're lost," Gretel sobbed. "Not quite," Hansel replied, pointing to a white pebble at her feet. "I dropped these pebbles while we walked. Now all we have to do is follow them back home." Just as Hansel had planned, the pebbles led the children right back to their doorstep. When their stepmother saw that Hansel and Gretel had returned, she was furious. She sent them straight to bed without dinner. They were very, very hungry, but the children obeyed her. They were happy just to have a warm bed to sleep in. The next morning, their stepmother woke the children. She ordered them to join their father outside. just as they had done the day before, and gave them each one slice of bread. Hansel had been too tired to collect pebbles the night before, so he decided to drop bread crumbs along the path instead. Oh my goodness, poor child. This time the woodcutter led Hansel and Gretel even deeper into the forest. He asked them to collect stones and promised he would come back for them. As they waited for their father to return, the tired children closed their eyes, and soon they were fast asleep. They were really, really tired and exhausted, and they were starving because they didn't have dinner the night before. Just a slice of bread the next day. The next morning, Hansel woke up and discovered that all of the breadcrumbs had disappeared. The birds must have eaten them, Gretel said sadly. As they tried to think of a plan, a bird landed nearby and sang a sweet, sweet song. The curious children followed it and soon found themselves standing in front of a magnificent gingerbread house. The hungry children couldn't resist the delicious aroma and soon began to nibble on the walls. Suddenly the door cracked open and an old woman stood beside them. "Hello, children. If you are hungry, there are plenty more treats inside the house," she said kindly, beckoning them to come inside. Story time. Story time. When they entered, the children found a wonderful feast laid out on the kitchen table. There were plates piled with hot cookies, cakes, and pies. There were more food than they had ever seen before. "Don't be shy. Eat as much as you like," the old woman said. Hansel and Gretel began to eat. The children had no idea that the kindly old lady was really a witch in disguise. She had spent a long time making her house and was very angry that Hansel and Gretel had eaten so much. The witch planned to cook the children and eat them. After the children ate, the witch locked Hansel in a cage. Oh my goodness, this is such a mean witch. You guys be careful of strangers in disguise. Always let mom and dad know, or someone knows, that there is a stranger in the area. Over the next few days, Gretel was forced to do chores around the house. The witch continued to feed Hansel. "I'll make you nice and plump, and then I'll eat you," she cackled. From time to time, she would ask Hansel to stick his finger out of the cage. Then she would pinch it to see how fat he was getting. Gretel soon realized that the old witch was nearly blind. "Hansel, the next time," she asked, "to feel your finger, hold out the chicken bone," Gretel instructed. "If she thinks you're too skinny, she won't eat you." From then on, each time the witch asked how fat he was, Hansel would give her the chicken bone to pinch. There's the little chicken bone. We have to make sure she doesn't eat him. witch grew impatient. Finally, she couldn't take it anymore. Skinny or fat, I'm cooking you today, she told Hansel Gretel, like the oven. Gretel sweetly asked the witch to help her. As the witch leaned in to light the oven, Gretel pushed her inside and slammed the door shut. Then Gretel ran over to the cage and freed Hansel. There she goes, pushing the old witch in the oven. Well, guys, be careful. Don't try this. Don't try pushing no one in the oven, in the stove. Remember, we're just reading a story. As they were about to head out the door, Hansel noticed something glittering in the corner of the room. It was a treasure chest full of gold coins. Sing to you. It's story time. Story time, miss. Together the children carried the chest down the fourth path. They followed the same chirping bird that had led them to the gingerbread house many, many weeks ago. This time the bird led them through the woods right back to their father's doorstep. When they arrived, they found their father alone in the house. He had finally realized that his wife was terribly, terribly wicked and had sent her away. When he saw them, their father scooped Hansel and Gretel up in his arms. He had missed them so, so much. Story time with Miss Sherry to you, sing to you. Papa, we have a surprise for you, Hansel said, revealing the chest full of coins. Their father was overjoyed, and they lived happily, happily, ever, ever after. Wow, this was an awesome, awesome story on today. Look how many books in this collection of little classic books. Today I ordered 12 new books that we didn't have on our list. So we're going to have some new books really, really soon. Well, guys, that was an awesome, awesome story I read you on today. And remember, when you guys see strangers, make sure that you let someone know that a stranger, if you don't feel safe or if you feel scared or intimidated, always, always let someone know they are there. Our parents are there. Your parents are there to protect you guys from all hurt, harm, and danger. Remember, don't ever, ever, ever take anything from a stranger. And don't play around the ovens or the stoves because it's very, very dangerous. We only read that in the story on today. So make sure that you guys are always, always practicing safety, safety first at all times when you're out and about, or if you're eating that gingerbread cookie or a peppermint or some sweets or whatever you may be doing. Make sure that you are always, always washing and sanitizing your hands at all times. And when you go to the park or you're going out or you may be going shopping or something with mom and dad, make sure when they give you your mask to put on, make sure you are wearing your mask at all times. And don't take your mask off unless someone tells you to. And guys, I would like to say to all the mothers that are celebrating Mother's Day, that are going to be mothers, happy Mother's Day to you from Miss Doris at Storytime. And remember, you are loved. I love you guys. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms all over the world. and all the moms to be. Well, guys, I hate to let you guys go, but remember, as I always say, if you're not smiling on today, I hope once she sees Miss Doris's and Dr. Phil's smile that you are smiling on today. Happy Mother's Day to all our moms all over the world. And remember, a smile just for you. Thank you. Thank you, Shaquavia.